iDiskiTimes, now available in stores around the country for only R3.50.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. Once again, we are in the weekend, or in the brink of a weekend, and on the brink of some CAF Champions League fixtures. Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns representing South Africa in the CAF Champions League, Africa's premier club competition. Chiefs, of course, not doing well over the past weekend, trying to redeem themselves against Angolan team Pedro de Luanda. We used to know them as Pedro Atletico. And then Tso TP Mazembe taking on Mamelodi Sundowns in Lubumbashi. Tso Vilakazi with us as usual. So exciting weekend. Maybe let's start with Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not going to be very easy going to Lubumbashi and getting a result there.
Ngibulisa wena, ngibulisa Junior, ngibulisa Justice, ngibulisa nani lapha emakhaya. Sicela ukuni supporta njalo. Zobeka njobe njalo futhi ngijiki. Nkuleko it's not going to be an easy game for Sundowns. Against TP Mazembe. Siyayazi TP Mazembe in a history vele ukuthi playing nabo lapha ekhaya it's going to be very difficult. But I believe Sundowns they've got all the tools to unblock every door evaliwe lapha bazoyiqhaqa yonke imiyango banazo zonke ipanela zokuqhaqa. I trust and I believe with the Sundowns they'll go out there and really I just wish nje ukuthi nje ukwenza izinto zibe easy basithole nje i-3 point and then cruise.
Right, in many ways, of course, last week the game didn't really give us a point of reference. Obviously for Sundowns it was good, they were able to play their game, but because the red card was very early on in the game, so you could not really see a true reflection of the game in terms of Bela Uzidad. We could see that they had patches, they were strong, but of course we couldn't see that because most of the game, 88 minutes of the game was with 10 men. Are Mamelodi Sundowns as strong as that scoreline suggests, or will they have it tougher in Lubumbashi?
Yes, last game, they've got a red card. Yes, they've got a red card, 2 minutes. Yes, they had made some changes in the game, because from there you could see Gutazin, the cracking. But you don't know is as a coach must always have a plan B, plan C. You know, in football we all know that sometimes it will happen you get a red card. How do you balance your team when you've got a red card? But look, that team played very well, even though Bane red card. I mean, look at a chance about our creator. Even Bane red card, they even score a goal. I mean, that goal is Bonago Messi, is Bonago PlayStation. Yeah, but you know, it gives a life here in Africa. That cheap. For Sundowns, it's not going to be an easy game against TP Mazembe. They've got good players, but I hear one of them wants to leave. Ukalaba. Yeah, man. See, we follow those teams because I mean, our team have been playing Champions League for quite some time. That team even went to play World Club Championship. So we all know TP Mazembe, and we know Uguti playing them at their home ground. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. So I hope mentally, physically, the boys are ready for any challenge as only to TP Mazembe.
All right, WSP.co.za, of course, this is about you putting money on some football matches. We predict these matches, but it's really a guide for you. Of course, our word is not gospel. Sometimes we get it wrong. But if you feel strongly that you know what's going to happen in these matches, as always, WSP.co.za. Tso Vilakazi, Tso Mazembe, Mamelodi Sundowns in DRC.
Our Sundowns will win. It's not going to be an easy one. I see Sundowns winning the game 1-0.
All right, so there you go. Tso Mazembe draw 0-0 and again 0-0 in both of their encounters in this group. Sundowns are leading the group with 6 points, and then Mazembe with 2 points, and the rest with 1-1 each. Al Hilal and Bela Uzidad. We keep it moving then with Kaizer Chiefs. In their group, they also have Pedro de Atletico, Pedro de Luanda, a team from Angola. We know this team. It's played with South African teams before, but of course teams change over the time and over the years as well. This one, Itumeleng Kune out of it. Obviously, we'll have to use Akpei or Bruce Vuma now. How does that affect the Kaizer Chiefs? And how do you think this one is going to go for Kaizer Chiefs? At least they are home this time around.
Kokuqala ngizothi nje kukhune condolences mfana kithi, and may his soul rest in peace. Well, there's nothing if uNkulunkulu decided, even though sengafuni, but maka decided, may his soul rest in peace. Nkuleko, you still remember that movie by Bizai Titanic? Yes. Kuleko Pega isesiphukile isikepe. Siphukile isikepe. Abantu baphelile abantu manje, baphelile abantu. Abanye bayasaviwa ngekepe manje. Hey, ubusantu Kuleko. Yabona yazi khona iproblem okhona uyibona ukuthi le problem ingalunga lana la. Yabona? Yabona mangithi iTitanic kubonakala ukuthi like ngeke kwazakala ukuthi kusavakale nje lot of people, or isikepe lesi savakale sibuye siphakame sithi. There's no way. So I don't see, I'm sorry to say this, ngoba kubhlungu ma players yabona, because I'm 100% sure ukuthi angeke bangene fieldini bafuna ukudlisa club. That's one thing, but unfortunately reality says ukuthi idamage ikhona, and it's not something ukuthi izolunga manje. It will take time ukuthi izolunga. I don't know ukuthi leso sikhathi kuba isikhathi esingakanani, because iloku yaqhubeka. I mean, if ubheka the last game, Kuleko, it was shocking. Angazi bengazi ukuthi ngithule liphi igama lokuthi ngithi disaster or ngithi yini, bengazi, because Kuleko, you could see the first 5 minutes ukuthi team le idlala kanjani, and then abantu bheki ukuthi idlala kanjani. Even the coach after the game said, no, we saw them immediately after we saw them ukuthi badlala kanjani, they pushing up, and then I replied in what they were doing. Because they're creating space behind them, and then we played those balls and we used those spaces very well. That's why I meant to see win that game.
I just want to say that though, Uguti, maybe it's a meeting of the weakest teams in the group. We know Uguti, there's Horoya, there's Wydad Casablanca. Pedro Atletico lost, and then I think they lost both of their matches, or they lost and drew. Chiefs lost and drew as well. So in terms of the context of that particular game tomorrow, it's very difficult to say that Chiefs are definitely going to lose. Obviously, they're not doing well, but it's like a loser against a loser, and maybe you might come up with a winner.
Before uzosho ukuthi umuntu uzowina, kuba khona ama signs owabona ukuthi at least they're doing this right, they can score 1 or 2 goals. But I don't see Chiefs abantu ukuthi really they can go out there and say bangawina. Yes, that team lost both games, but manje yini le engibeka in the position to say Chiefs they can go there and score, because the last game
I'm sorry, they are home at least in this time around, and maybe that could work in their favor.
Nkuleko, ngizokukhumbuza futhi, they played against the team as a Cameroon. Ifike la eMzansi na 4 hours, they couldn't score a goal. Into ezifana lezo Nkuleko zakubonisa something. IHoroya were not a good team that really achieves bengeke izokwazi ukuwina in that game. But it tells you ukuthi what type of the team is the Chiefs for them not to score a goal to win that game. So yini le yabona lezo kubaluleka zona ukuthi kulama game alandelanayo ukuthi kwenzakaleni. They played against a team efikile la in 4 hours, they couldn't score a goal. They played against the Horoya, they couldn't do anything. So yini ezoshintsha in this game now, especially yes, playing at home, you've got that advantage with you at home, okay, fine, but isiphi isipanelo naso Nkuleko that you can say, you know what, I'll break this window if I can take my phone and hit that window. I'll break.
All right. Last one then. Pedro de Luanda traveling to Kaizer Chiefs at FNB Stadium. What's your score prediction?
If we need Chiefs go by draw, I don't see Chiefs winning against Ilontuzana Pedro because the way they've been playing, they don't like abana my ideas of them ukuthi, you know what, let's use Mklambe for example, asuzeni uJunior Kanye to for this game. Let's make sure that we play all the balls lapane must cheat lapane so that they can get us a goal. No, you know, if you don't have those things, it's so difficult because each Chiefs right now, if you're saying Chiefs bafuna goal, who ubani ngabakorela manje, because lento yabo lena yet across nguleka mo ibhola manje semoyeni elam or lam now doesn't say good alarm. So and that's one problem, and then we can get whatever point or a 3 point against the Chiefs if they continue the way they play.
All right. Our biggest disadvantage, of course, as we wrap up the video, is that we don't know much about the Pedro Atletico, other than the fact that but they've lost both of their games. So if Chiefs is weak, which they are in this group, Pedro is weak. So we don't know who is the stronger of the weaker teams in this group. So we shall see or find out tomorrow. Even if Pedro had to fire their coach after 2 matches in the group stages. So but they are going through their own challenges as well. iDiskiTimes.co.za, WSP.co.za. We thank you very much for watching the video.